months are the elderly.
As people get older or as they take new medications, they have to be aware that sometimes they don't interact well either with the sunlight directly or with heat.
Experts say stay out of the sun, stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water, do activities during the morning or night when it's cooler, are all ways to avoid heat exhaustion during the summer months. However, something that also could be affected by the sun, says health experts, is your skin.
What I'm more concerned about in the short term is sunburns, burning of the feet if you happen to be barefoot on a hot pavement.
People think they're protected if they go out for a walk or a jog at 5 p.m. or if they do their gardening at 8 or 9 a.m. But you know what? As long as there's sun in the sky and it's bright outside, and you just have to protect your skin.
That's Dr. Natalie Nasser, a dermatologist for Kaiser Permanente Riverside County, talking about how even if it's a little cooler in the evening, if there's sun, there's a chance for a burn. However, she says there are ways you can protect yourself.
Wearing a broad-brimmed hat, like all the way around, not just a baseball cap or a visor, to reapplying your SPF throughout the day, at least every 2 hours or more if you go in the water.
Now, when speaking to both doctors about the risk of skin cancer, they emphasize that that can be avoided. You just got to cover up and put on some sunscreen. For NBC Palm Springs, I'm Brett Rosen.
Thank you, Brett. Some good reminders today, especially for these people right here. A live look outside our Agua Caliente casino camera. I think this is the first time this year that we have seen so many people jumping into the pool, and hopefully they took some precautions out there today, Chloe, because he said 115. I think we had an update, right, for the high.
Yeah, now 116 it's saying outside in Palm Springs. And you know me, I love to go for my runs, but when it gets to this time of year, I mean, gym membership. I think just get a gym membership.
In the AC.
It is in the AC. Running on that treadmill in AC with the fans going, it is like nothing else, let me tell you. So that would be my suggestion. I know Brett was talking about, like they said, wait till later in the day. I was trying that and I was like, it is still too hot. So treadmill, here I come. So yes, off of what Brett was saying, hot temperatures. Yesterday, we were expecting Sunday to be the hottest day for the next week or so. That is ringing true. 117 yesterday. This extreme heat warning is for portions of the southeast California. Technically, that is ending this evening, but we are not cooling down by any means. We will see a slight cool down, but just for reference, I think tomorrow is 114. So is a slight cool down. We're not the only ones seeing those hot temperatures. That's going all the way into Arizona, that extreme heat warning for portions of Nevada, Las Vegas. No surprise there. For those that are to the west of us, tracking a heat advisory, this is going through Wednesday. So for them, those temperatures a little bit cooler than what we're seeing, but for them, definitely still a heat risk. So they're getting to above 100 degrees for portions of that area. I will say I was in Anaheim this past week and even hot there. So even a lot of Southern California are just seeing those hot temperatures. So Brent mentioned it. You all know this, but just a quick reminder. Yeah, seek shade when you're outside. Wear loose, light clothing. Avoid those strenuous activities through the peak of the day through 5 p.m. or get that gym membership, okay? Check on your neighbors, and this goes without saying, do not leave your kids or pets in the car. Now, 116 right now in downtown Palm Springs. Here's a look at your Comfort Air 3-day forecast. 113 Tuesday. We will slowly cool down little by little, but it's still very much hot out there. We'll get close to average as we get into our Friday. We'll break down what you can expect in that full forecast coming up.
Chloe, thank you. A local alert tonight. The man accused of bribing former Palm Springs Mayor Steve Pugnier was found not guilty on all charges today. The district attorney's office confirming that with us here at NBC Palm Springs. Real estate developer John Westman was acquitted of offering six-figure bribes to Pugnier to support downtown projects. This trial began in late May at the Banning Justice Center with jurors deliberating for over a week. Westman faced 9 counts of bribery, 1 count of conspiracy to commit a felony. Meanwhile, Pugnier reached a plea agreement with the court just last month.
A La Quinta man out on bail tonight after being arrested for making online threats against the Palm Springs No Kings rally. The suspect is 28-year-old Edward Miranda. He was booked on criminal charges, including threats and violating civil rights. Police worked with the FBI to identify Miranda after the threat and conducted searches at his homes in La Quinta as well as San Bernardino County. During the investigation, authorities also seized a firearm. Palm Springs Police Chief Andy Mills emphasizing that all threats to public safety are taken very seriously. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Palm Springs Police Department You got the number right there at the very bottom of your screen.
And despite some threats, no major incidents reported at No Kings rallies throughout the Coachella Valley this weekend. Thousands of people across Palm Springs, Cathedral City, and Rancho Mirage attended, protesting against current presidential administration policies.
This is one of the protests, as you know, around the entire country that is trying to go. It's called No Kings for a reason, and we want to make sure that we don't have any kings.
And I don't agree with the administration doing what they're doing, kidnapping and separating families.
Overall, I think people are very unhappy with the uninformed, just unintelligent actions of this administration.
And so this is a demonstration that declares from the top of everybody's lungs that there are no kings in America.
These protests proceeded peacefully throughout the Three Valleys cities this weekend.
Deputies in La Quinta tried to stop a suspicious vehicle on Sunday night, but the driver took off. A pursuit ensued. It ended in a crash involving a Riverside County Sheriff's Patrol unit and another vehicle. In a moment, I believe this all started close to around 10 p.m. It was near Avenida Cortez. It ended near Jefferson Avenue, near Avenue 52 and Jefferson. No arrests have been made, and there is an investigation that is underway tonight.
Some big changes coming to downtown Palm Springs starting today as the city kicks off the next phase of the Plaza Theater renovation project. Crews are set to begin demolishing the patio at Colura Trattoria. They're making way for a new 60-seat outdoor dining area and a new entrance to the historic theater that meets fire and building codes. The updated patio will run along South Palm Canyon Drive from Ben & Jerry's to Colura and create a clear 20-foot path from the theater to the sidewalk. City officials say demolition will take about a week. Drivers warned to expect occasional lane closures in the southbound direction. The patio is expected to be finished by August, with the Plaza Theater's grand reopening still on track for December 1st.
The city of Palm Springs is inviting the community to a special joint meeting with city leaders and commission chairs tonight. Starts at 6 p.m. It's at the Convention Center, where board chairs are going to highlight their progress and future plans. Residents are welcome to attend, ask some questions, and share their thoughts during this public comment period, which is happening in about 50 minutes. If you can't make it in person, you can catch it live on the city's YouTube channel. Californians are used to paying more at the gas pump, but another price hike could be on the horizon, driven by both domestic and global disruptions. And for many, it's already hitting home. Caitlin Kelly tonight with that story.
It cost me a fortune to go see my family.
This is Jackie Dillon, a desert resident who's feeling the squeeze every time she fills up. And that pinch is only getting tighter as gas prices are expected to rise again in the coming weeks.
Gasoline taxes slated to increase on July 1st. That's the state's new mechanism for auto-adjusting for inflation. So motorists will be having to dig a little deeper to hit the road in California this summer.
But the gas tax is just the tip of the iceberg. Ongoing refinery issues across California are tightening supply, and that could send prices climbing well beyond the 1.6-cent increase tied to the tax.
Well, it's been another very nauseating year. Refinery issues have been a problem in California. Several refinery fires have happened since the start of the year. And if a refinery goes down unexpectedly, that can bring a very sudden jolt to gasoline supplies that are arguably in short supply when the weather's warmer and folks are on the road.
And as tensions rise between Iran and Israel, experts warn global oil markets could feel the shock. Iran is one of the world's top oil producers, and any disruption to its infrastructure or exports can ripple through international supply chains, ultimately driving up prices at the pump here at home.
That's probably not even a full tank.
Some Californians are turning to electric vehicles to sidestep the rising fuel costs, though it's not without trade-offs.
So regarding the cost of the gas, we live in a state where the gas prices are like too high, in my opinion. So that's another reason why I had to switch to an electric vehicle.
But while he's saving at the pump, the switch to electric comes with its own challenges.
You stop by this charging station, you need to wait those like 20-25 minutes to charge. So that could be the only bad thing about it, but you know, like compare to the two things, I will choose an electric vehicle if I can.
That was our Caitlin Kelly reporting for us tonight. Coming up next year on NBC Palm Springs, a two-day manhunt in Minnesota ends with the arrest of a man accused of killing a politician. What we're learning tonight.
Also, it's event week over at the Palm Springs Surf Club. Our Tim O'Brien is in tonight. He's going to tell us what we can expect. Also, more headlines. That's coming up tonight in sports.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more.
Welcome back. A two-day search in Minnesota ends with the arrest of 57-year-old Vance Bolter. He's accused of killing a state representative and her husband and injuring a state senator and his wife.
That search ended near the suspect's home. Here's NBC's Maggie Vespa.
The Minnesota man one sheriff's office calls the face of evil this morning in custody, bringing the largest manhunt in state history to an end.
After a two-day manhunt, 2 sleepless nights, law enforcement have apprehended Vance Bolter.
The 57-year-old husband and father now facing state and federal charges for the murders of State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband and attempted murders of State Senator John Hoffman and his wife. Law enforcement saying the break came early Sunday morning when someone spotted this cowboy hat and black sedan, both connected to Belter, about an hour southwest of the shootings.
An alert police officer believed that he may have seen the individual running into the woods.
Authorities setting up a large-scale perimeter, saying Belter, who was armed, surrendered.
The suspect crawled to law enforcement teams and was placed under arrest at that point in time.
Belter's accused of dressing as law enforcement, even wearing this rubber mask and ambushing Democratic lawmakers at their homes early Saturday morning. Senator Hoffman's neighbor heard the attack.
I heard pow, 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 pow. I seen a dark black car backing out of the Hoffman's driveway.
In that SUV, authorities finding a list of prominent lawmakers who support abortion rights from multiple states, including Wisconsin, Illinois, Michigan, Iowa, and Nebraska. Several lawmakers assigned heightened security, including U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar, who saw the Hortmans the night before they died.
Everyone was rejoicing, happy, the session's behind them, and that was the last time so many of us saw Melissa and Mark.
President Trump saying such horrific violence will not be tolerated. Senator John Hoffman's wife saying she and her husband were shot at least 8 times each, saying in a statement from the hospital, "John and I are both incredibly lucky to be alive," adding there is never a place for senseless political violence and loss of life.
That was Maggie Vespa reporting. More local news tonight. The Dr. Carrion Foundation held its Scholarship Awards banquet this Sunday at La Quinta High School. The event celebrated the achievements of nearly 90 scholarship recipients from the class of 2025. Over $290,000 were awarded this year, bringing the foundation's total scholarship contributions to more than $2.5 million since 1991.
What we like to do is let these awardees, they're very fine students and scholars, know that we appreciate the hard work that they're doing, and we want to help them continue doing that good work so that if they do well in their first year, we'll give them a scholarship for the second year all the way through college.
Sounds like a great event there. Organizers saying this banquet not only honored student success, but it also inspired the future of education for diverse communities across the region.
Giving you a live look tonight from our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera. Got some very hot temperatures out there. Chloe Carlson tracking it all in your 7-day forecast. That's when we come right back.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
And happy Monday, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Right now, we're taking a live look at the Walter Clark High 411 Cam in Rancho Mirage. And no, you are not feeling motion sickness. That is those gusty winds kind of moving our cam a little bit. Something else that we're also tracking today, along with those hot temperatures, it's a little breezy out there. We have a passing system over central California that is picking up our winds tonight. So more on that in a second. We have another update on those temperatures. We made it, folks, 117. So we're tying those temperatures from yesterday, just a degree away from the record-breaking number from 1993, 118. I feel like last week we're like, don't worry, we're not going to get to record-breaking temperatures. We were close enough. This is just very, very hot for this time of year. Take a look at that, 14 degrees above what we normally should expect this time of year. 103 is what we should be right now. Good news is this is a temperature that we should be seeing as we get into the weekend. So we will cool down, quote unquote, but cooling down for us at this time of year is not really that cold. So at this hour, 117 in Palm Springs. And just for fun, thought I'd show you those coastal cities temperatures. 73 at Oceanside, 73 in San Diego, 81 for Los Angeles, also 114 in Lake Havasu. So it's a hot one out there today. Slightly cooler though at the coast. Overnight tonight will be in the low 80s here. So even once that sun goes down, it is going to be warm. So like we said, if you do want to go for a walk still outside, my time, I would suggest, is like at 10 p.m. That's when I feel like you won't. It's still going to be kind of hot out there. But like I said, just get that gym membership. Wind gusts right now, 17-mile-per-hour winds for Whitewater, Cabazon, and Palm Springs through this evening. Those wind gusts can get up to 50 miles per hour for the San Garnio Pass, for the wind corridor there. So if you're traveling that direction, keep that in mind because of those winds. So let's say gusty through tomorrow, at least for Desert Hot Springs and the wind corridor there. We do have a air quality alert through Tuesday morning. So those winds are kicking up that dust and that sand. So another reason why we shouldn't be running outside right now. Like I said, that's going to go through tomorrow. We are staying dry here. No surprise there. Tuesday and Wednesday, similar conditions to what we saw today. A slight cool down, but it's going to take some time. Here's a look at your Comfort Air 7-day forecast. 113 tomorrow. We'll be cooling down to 103 by Sunday.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
The NBC Palm Springs Sports Desk with Tim O'Brien. Brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
Oh, welcome back. It's event week at the Palm Springs Surf Club. The Record Breakers Action Sports Spectacle this Saturday. Record Breakers and the Never Been Done Surf Competition will hit the Palm Springs Surf Club on Saturday, June 21st. It all begins at 3 p.m. Motocross, surfing, skateboarding, and BMX athletes will perform for the crowd in the hopes of breaking multiple records. Colby Raha, who's behind the event, will be getting on his bike in hopes of making history.
Yeah, so June 21st here at the Palm Springs Surf Club, I've got the opportunity to go for a world record that hasn't been broken in over 50 years. It's 171 foot to flat landing, currently held by Bob Gill in 1973. No one's broke it, and I'm going for it. So I'm going to get up to speeds about 100 miles an hour, and I'm aiming for 180, but if I go a little further, I'm setting my sights on 200 to flat.
That's 43 BMWs lined up that he's going to attempt to jump. The event will be hosted by legendary surfers Bruce Irons and Nathan Fletcher. Now, the Palm Springs Power will be hosting your four-legged friends tomorrow night at the Palm Springs Stadium. It's Bark in the Park night. The first 50 fans who enter the park will, with their dogs rather, will go home with a goodie bag from Tail Waggers Pet Supply. The event will feature dog-themed giveaways with all in-game promotions. First pitch at 7 o'clock. There's Anchor with his Yankee bat. in his Yankee bandana. I'm going to bring the whole zoo, Anchor, Jersey, and Lulu. We're going to bring them out tomorrow in hopes of maybe winning some things, right?
Yeah, you've got 3 dogs, so your odds are better
nuts.
than the other people attending. And there's competitions, I think, for the animals as well when they go. So
Gonna be some races and all that good stuff. So you got to bring Hamlet out,
you got to
Mark.
bring your dog.
Bring some water.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be hot, for sure.
I love that, though. I love when it's a Major League Baseball and they kind of zoom in on all the dogs in the crowd. And they've got hats and they're eating hot dogs.
Living their best life.
Yeah, sounds like fun. All right, so Bark in the Park is tomorrow. We have more news coming up after the break, so stay with us.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating.
All right, before we go, a nightmare for an Italian museum happened after a valuable piece of artwork was seriously damaged. This is the video of it happening right here. Palazzo Maffi in Verona releasing this video after a tourist broke a crystal-covered chair in April. You can see a man and a woman taking pictures in front of the exhibit. Once the man kind of seemed to get off balance there and sat down, the chair seat and front legs all broke. The pair then hurried out of the room. The artwork was inspired by one of Vincent van Gogh's most famous paintings. Luckily, the museum says they were able to fix the delicate design, which is great news after that. I feel like we all know somebody that would try to do that and accidentally break the valuable artwork.
Tim.
Just kidding. I was thinking family members, but I guess I could see Tim doing that as well.
Work family.
Yeah, there we go.
Family, you're not
That's gonna do it for us tonight. Family News is next.